Welcome back subscribers and hello YouTube viewers. On this occasion we're off to Swanpool. Swanpool is a town in northeast Victoria, Australia. The town is located on the Midland Highway and in the rural city of Benalla local government area, 209 kilometres or 130 miles northeast of the state capital, Melbourne. Swanpool Post Office opened on the 10th of May 1877 and closed in 1994. Swanpool used to have an Australian rules football team competing in the Ovens and King Football League until being kicked out by the AFL Country. Swanpool is a rural village on the Midland Highway, just 23 kilometres south of Benalla in the northeast of Victoria. This highway links Mansfield and Benalla, and the area around Swanpool was a convenient stopping place. The Broken River is about 1 kilometre east of the highway and is thought that the name came about from swans resting on part of the river. Farm settlers requested the provision of a school in 1869 and one was opened 2 years later. It operated in conjunction with schools at Lima and Lima South. A dairy co-op and a butter factory were established in the 1890s, later becoming the Swanpool and the Moorngag butter making and dairy co-op, and operated until the 1970s. In 1914, a railway from Benalla to Tatong was opened, with the Lima station a short way northeast of Swanpool. It was a short-lived rail freight line, closing in 1947. So here we are at the township of Swanpool. Now, will we see a bunch of swans in a pool? I have no idea. So we'll go in and have a look and see what we find. And this is your entry sign to the area. Now, just as a heads up, if you drive a BMW and you've lost your badge coming out this way, it is situated right in front of the signage to Swanpool. So here we are at the township of Swanpool. There is a roadhouse. There's a petrol station. There's an antique store and various other things to discover, which we intend to do today. Now it appears that there's two antique stores. One's at a butter factory, which we'll go and have a look, and we'll see what else there is to look at. So right in front of you now is the CFA. Sorry about the glare from the sun. Here's your service station. And if you look at those pumps, they're actually quite modern. And the roadhouse slash restaurant is obviously a good place to stop for a break and have something to eat. We do have a bus stop. Not sure where that will take you. And I do like the imagination of the person who built this thing. Very good. So here we are at the War Memorial, and it's a memorial for those that served in the First and Second World Wars. Also in this immediate area there is a barbecue area. So we've got barbecues over there. There are some tennis courts here, but somehow I think they're not being used anymore. And there's actually 4 tennis courts, quite interesting. And also in this area, we've got some seating. So I'm assuming during Anzac Day, they do have an acknowledgement for that day, and people come out and pay their respects. So here we are at the Swanpool and District Memorial Hall, but it's also a cinema, and I think that's fantastic. Obviously for the younger generation, having a son who's 18, 19, or he's 19 now, and looking to find someone to court in the view of a relationship, it can be quite difficult. So it must be even more difficult in some of these rural locations, and having a memorial hall slash cinema is a good way of the young and old to get together and socialise, I guess. And right next door to the Memorial Hall, I believe that to be a lawn bowling club, and I'll just poke my head over and just to confirm that it is. So yeah, so right next to the Memorial Hall / cinema is also a men's shed, which is a great way of socialising, especially for us older people. And then next door you have the lawn bowls. So this is good. So the town is catering to as many people as they can. If you can't or not interested in lawn bowls, well, you can join the men's shed and create some things. Very good. So here we have the old service station. You can probably see where the Bowsers used to be, where you've got that chicken wire covering that little hole there. And it's no longer. So here we are at the first antique store, and it's called the Antiques on Swan Pool. And it's open Sundays, and today is Sunday, so that's great. Very good. Let's check it out, see what we find. I do like the Australia Post sign there. That's a beauty. Now, just a reminder, I've just spoken to the owner, and Sunday is the only day they're open. Now, they do serve coffee here, so if you're looking for a cup of coffee, a bit of a chat with some maybe locals, this is the place for you. Once again, there's all sorts of bric-a-brac here, but it is quite interesting. Everything's got a price, everything's for sale. Very good. Terrific. And there's even an outdoor setting where you can see those two gentlemen with their pet dog. Oof. I hope I never have to get one of those walking sticks, or have the need for one either. So there you go, it's very good. So now I've been told that this used to be the post office.
You've got to have an name in life, haven't you?
Wow, and they've really left it the way it was back in the day, which is just fantastic. Very good. Now that I've got a little bit more information, I can tell you that yes, this is the post office, and the way you'd enter through the post office was through that door right there, and it was also someone's private dwelling as well. So you learn something, and the owner was more than happy to relay any history about the place. So if you're here on a Sunday, the gentleman here is absolutely terrific, and he's happy to tell you anything you need to know about the town. So here we have a historic marker, and it's the Human Hovel Explorers. That's like what we're doing. So they passed 4 miles south on the 28th of November 1824, and this was erected in November 1924 about their passing. So there you go, very interesting. So here we are at the Swanpool campus or primary school. So if you attended this school, hopefully this will bring you some positive memories. And I can see one of the old original signs for the school, which we'll go and check out now. So there's the original Swanpool Primary School sign. That's terrific and still in good nick. And as we can see, they've got a few sheds, a few portables. Looks like a fun country school. Well, there's the best sort of statement I've ever seen from a school. I don't know if that comes through at all or not, but you can see, I don't know if you can read that, but it says, every child is an artist. Absolutely. Well, not they're any good, that's beside the point, so long as they're having a go. That's a great little school. I like that little portable. It's not a portable, I don't think it is. Or is it the bathrooms? Not sure. I like this pergola. They've got some nice playground equipment, which is great. Nice pergola with a tree house. Would we call it a tree house? I think so. Why not? There's the stump of a tree and there's a house on top. What a beauty. So they've got all the mod cons as any other suburban or metropolitan school. You've got the satellite dish. Oh, here's your bathrooms here for the kids, which is great. Once again, the old tennis courts, they've lost their popularity, I guess. It's just not happening. And even maybe the netball court isn't all that popular either. But it is what it is. Now, we've got another thing here that looks quite creative. And it's a compass to let you know where's north, south, east and west, which is terrific. And as you can see in the backdrop, very nice. It's a very peaceful location. Yes, it is a Sunday and obviously the kids aren't at school, and I'm not sure if it's one of those schools where they come once or twice a week. Not sure at all. But I can tell you that it's in lovely condition. I can just imagine sitting out here. If I was a teacher, I tell you what, I'd really consider coming to a country posting without all the dramas of being in the city. Plus, it's probably a better, it's more a cost-effective way of living a life. I'm sure that the housing here is a little bit cheaper. You've got all the mod cons you need with the internet these days. So if you were a teacher and you're looking for a position in a rural location, it's sort of worth considering. And once again, the old goalpost to the football. You just don't want to headbutt those things. And they'll stand the test of time. Now in the distance, there is what looks like a church. I'll go down there. There is a fence, and if it doesn't appear to be abandoned and it is on private property and it looks well maintained, we don't cross that boundary. Now, as you can see, the church, which I believe it to be, is not abandoned at all. You can tell that someone's really looking after it. There is a modern split system air conditioning unit to the right side of the building. The lawns are in great condition. And the reason I'm saying it's a church is just by those windows and the door, how it's got that arch, which is sort of something you normally see with a church. Could be a school, but I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll go with church for now. Well, here's a bit of good news. It's the Anglican church here, and I initially thought that it was someone's private dwelling, and it's not. It still is a church. It's still in use, and that's terrific. So if you're looking to get married in the area, this is the place for you. And from the other side, I thought that the building on the other side was someone's home, and that's actually a hall that goes with the church. And it is open and you can access it, so we're not breaching on anyone's private property. So as you can see, the church is in really good nick. It's just lovely. And we've got the hall there. I'm just trying to get closer to it. St. Aidan's Hall, established in 1952. So that's sort of the 1950s, after the Second World War. People have been moved out this location. I'm sure the returned soldiers probably got blocks of land out this way. But check out the church. It's been rendered and it looks just terrific. Very good. So here's the sporting oval, and I'll surmise and say that Swan Pool does have a football team of some sort, but over here they do have what I believe to be a netball team as well. Well, that's a big positive. So here we have another church in Swan Pool, and this one's the Uniting Church, and this is also in, they're still having services here, the first and third Sunday at 11 a.m. of each month. So there she is. It's a humble little church. Nothing too fancy, but it serves its purpose to its community. We'll do a little bit of a wander around, see what we see. So it also looks like the Ladies Fellowship meets on the third Wednesday of each month as well at 2 p.m. So once again, if you're in the district or in the area and you're looking to join a group, this could be the group for you. I'm sure they take new members whenever they can get them. There's the old, I do like some of these old toilet blocks. I've often wondered, should I do a video of just all the toilet blocks I stumble into? Some of them can be quite funny, some of them are quite creative. And if you look at that toilet block and just look slightly to the right, there appears to be another one there, but I'm not sure. I think it's got something to do with the oval and maybe where someone keeps stats or something, or the scoreboard or something from back in the day. Who's to say? But she's a lovely little church. It's very good. Now I can inform you that the bathrooms, the outdoor toilets, are in excellent condition. I've just had a bit of a look-see and it's in really good nick, so that's great. Now, just for those who might be interested, this is the plaque to the church. So we're now at the Butter Factory Antique Store in Swan Pool. And I can see a house there that is getting renovated. So that would not be an abandoned building. As you can see, someone's going through the trouble of renovating it back to its former glory, which is just fantastic. It's a lot of effort. And as you can see, just there on the centre of your screen is the old Butter Factory. It looks terrific. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 homes here. I'm wondering if they are all the employees that once worked here back in the day making the butter. So this is the inside of the Butter Factory. There's your owners, extremely friendly, and they're a good source of information if you're looking for anything to know about the town or the local area. Very, very good. Now the bric-a-brac here is of everything, so it doesn't matter what your taste is, there might be something here for you. So there you go. So it's just interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to find some old photos of the Butter Factory at the State Library. Now this is a situation where I've come here without too much notice, or I shouldn't say notice, but reference. I haven't gone to the State Library first to see if there's anything about this town. This town was recommended to me by a young lady, or a middle-aged lady I should say, at the Benalla Information Centre, and this was her town. So we've gone on her advice, and I can concur with her that it is a lovely town with a lot of things to look at if you enjoy a bit of history. So there you go. There's a few billy cards here. Up for sale. Everything's got a price. Everything's for sale. Welcome to Longwood. I've done that town. Had a nice pub from memory. But yeah, so as you can see, there's all those containers for milk. And I do understand that a lot of the locals, well, not locals, I shouldn't say that, a lot of the farmers will use those milk buckets, the steel ones, to make letterboxes out of, and then they paint them up to look like one of the minions from that cartoon that the kids seem to all enjoy, and adults, I guess. So there you go. And if you're here to maybe looking for stuff to build a billy cart from. Here's your axles, all ready to go. Or you've got an old antique billy cart that you're restoring. This might be the place where you can come to get all your bits and pieces. Once again, huge ladders. So there you go. So this is your butter factory / antique store. So I'll give you another profile of the butter factory. Now, if you're into religious memorabilia, here's a sign there for you. The Reservoir Methodist Church, if you're collecting that sort of stuff. Now there is a bit of a creek down the bottom here that runs past. There's the old water tower. Oh, and there's the sign, look at that. That's terrific. I'm glad I was able to find that one. So up the top there, I don't know if you can see where that vent is, vent at the peak of the roof. It's got Swan Pool and Moorngag co-operative butter factory, established in 1891, and re-erected in 1922. So okay, so 1891 was when it was established, and 1922 it was re-erected. So there must have been an issue in between or something. And that tower, I'm not sure about that timber there. Oh no, someone's done some maintenance to it, but it does look very rustic. But I'm sure it's quite secure. Some of the other things that might be of interest to some is church pews. So there's a church pew here, or just a bench in general. So if you're looking for a bench for your garden, bring your trailer and you can take it away. Those that might collect bottles of any type, or if you're one of those that collects drink containers or drink bottles, soft drink bottles, to be more precise, there's plenty here to choose from and to have a look for what you're looking for. Once again, if you're looking for architectural stuff, these posts, maybe for a veranda, if you're doing up a house and you need a few of the era, somehow I'd assume that these would be a little bit cheaper to getting brand new ones made. Now I'm still in Swan Pool, and I'm just roaming around the countryside in the immediate area, and I've come across this water tower. Now I'm not sure how long that's got before it tips over, but I thought I'd get an image of it. And over here, I'm not sure what this is. I spoke to some of the locals, and they were sort of telling me to come sort of this way to look for where the original school was. Now, I'm not sure what it is, where it is, but once again, I've stumbled into this thing, and I thought, this is just as good. Maybe I didn't quite pay enough attention when they were telling me where the school is. It's supposed to be just still standing, but I haven't been able to find it. I'll keep looking, and if I do find it, it'll be in the video. If I don't find it, it won't be in the video. But I thought this was quite interesting as well. So this is the milk cooler. Cools our milk. And you can see where the trucks would pull up there. And you'd take, I'm guessing, sheep. I don't think it's cattle. It's too narrow. And off to market. So there you go. So this is something to do with milking, I guess, back in the day. But what a rustic old building this is. Still standing the test of time, which is just terrific because it's made out of wood. And it does look quite old. I even like the steel bars on the window. So I guess someone was worried that someone's going to nick something, and those bars look quite old. That's just terrific. There is a house next door. I'm not sure if it's got anything to do with this property because this one's sort of cordoned off, but I'm not 100% sure. So as you can see, it is quite modern. All the steelworks is relatively modern, whereas the building itself is quite old. I'm not sure if those sheds here to the side is for milking, but I don't believe it was an automated thing with what you see, modern dairy farms. Once again, this is just my opinion. I'm not an expert in this sort of stuff. I'm just speaking aloud and exploring what the possibilities are. I'm sure if you know exactly how and why these things are built, and you know the history, by all means jump in. And I'm assuming that these sort of things are not universal, but in country Victoria they all have the same sort of setup on doing what they do. But it is a very peaceful area, very quiet. There is the Chinaman's Creek crossing over there. I'm not sure if they ever had gold around here. And once again, if you are into panning for gold, or you've got one of those metal detectors and you don't mind going for a stroll, who knows what you'll find. Now I'll jump in and continue on with a little bit more history. Swanpool planted an avenue of honour along the Midland Highway in 1920. The highway is also flanked by the Anglican and Uniting churches, a bowls club, a general store and a public hall. The hall is notable for hosting old. There is also a recreation reserve and a local football and netball team. The Swan Pool and Tatong netball and football clubs resisted merger with the Gurumbat in 2013. Swanpool School outlasted Lima and Lima South and is a campus of Peranban Primary College. Now, once again, all the references and credits will be in the description below if you seek that sort of stuff out. So please enjoy the aerial view of Swan Pool. So here we are nearing the end of this video or presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it. It was great fun coming to this little town. Spoke to some great people in the antique stores, and if you did like the video, by all means click on that like button or that thumbs up icon, and please consider subscribing. Subscribing does not cost you 1 cent, but it helps out the channel immensely. But most importantly, stay safe, commute safe, and have a great day.